First Watch with Sheriff Mark Daniels on KWCD Bisbee Sierra Vista. Hosted by Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler. First Watch is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
And welcome to your Friday. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas and Sheriff Mark Daniels. Good morning.
Good morning, Cochise County.
Hello, everyone. And Carol, I love it. Carol's over here doing work on her computer. At the same time, she's multitasking this morning. So
That's right. So please forgive me if I, say it's Thursday or something. Yeah. No, it's good.
Carol is the master of multitasking. She's always doing three things at once.
She is. Yeah. She does it very well. You know, we sit there, Grady and I just look at it like, okay, good. We can't do that.
Well, let's talk about Cochise County football. Last week, you guys were off for some reason, but it's back.
It is. Last week we had a game change, which threw us off, so we didn't get a game in last Friday, and that was no fault to us here. It was a last-minute change, 24 hours before. Hey, we're changing the game. Yeah, it's hard for us to do that. So, but this week, or tonight actually, we're at Buena. It's their homecoming, one of 4 homecomings throughout Cochise County. But Buena's taking on Desert View. Desert View sitting at 2-4. Buena's sitting at 5-1. Based on both teams, Buena should get a homecoming victory tonight. I will give an early prediction on that, and as Buena marches on into the state playoffs. But the other homecoming games, St. David, Elfrida, and Wilcox, all celebrating their homecoming, and exciting time, Friday Night Football, and the weather's just right for it.
And today, St. David is having their parade for their homecoming. They're going to have 15 floats. We have Lieutenant Wilkins is going to be over there directing traffic on the back roads, making sure that everything flows smoothly, along with a couple of our Sheriff's Assist team members. So pretty exciting times. They were so happy that we were able to participate in that fashion.
Well, it's neat because it integrates law enforcement in with our schools, and that's something we push really, really hard. And one thing, I would argue all day long, not that it would do any good to some people, is the fact that when it comes to Cochise County Sheriff's Office and all our law enforcement, we're kind of a household name. And when it comes to being integrated into our communities and doing the right thing, I call it rural policing. It's something that we have never left from and never forgotten, and that's why I think we're so successful. So, yeah, kudos to St. David and all those schools with their homecoming. We all remember our homecomings.
And as you were mentioning last week, we have multiple members of our department that are actually coaches in these things.
It's good you bring that up. Yeah, we have about a dozen folks, team members within the Sheriff's Office that coach from Elfrida, in the Douglas area, here in Sierra Vista. I mean, you name it, different schools throughout the county that they're in those schools after school working with those kids. And it's just, something we promote here, but something built within our culture. I'm very proud of them for doing that.
And as October continues, there's something every weekend. There's multiple things every weekend. And today is the Cochise County Veterans Stand Down.
Yeah, and that's going to be at 9 o'clock this morning at the Ethel Berger Center, and that is veterans supporting veterans, and Cochise County being the hub for that. And let me just say, and we're actually one of the highest percentage of retired veterans and active veterans that live in this community throughout the United States. So, again, it's over at Ethel Berger. It's going to be a kickoff at 9 o'clock, like an opening ceremony. I'm going to stop by there, and it just goes till 2 o'clock today, but it's resources for veterans. If you haven't been one of those, or if you're a vet looking for some answers, that would be the place to go. Again, at 9 o'clock, Ethel Berger Center today at 9 o'clock. Kickoffs at 9 to a little opening ceremony, which I will be there along with some other community dignitaries.
And breakfast and lunch is served, too.
Yeah, breakfast and lunch served. I just did one in Benson a couple months ago, and I was very, very impressed with the way they handled that.
And so this is going to be a busy weekend. You're going to start with the starter pistol tomorrow at the Bisbee 1000.
And I asked to make sure they were blanks.
Yes,
I said,
yes.
You guys, they gave me the bolts. I said, listen, those are blanks, right? Do not make me on a national headline. But they assured me they checked them twice, 3 times. But yeah, the Bisbee 1000 tomorrow, 9 o'clock, that kicks off. If you haven't done the Bisbee 1000, we're talking 1,500 people lined up, and there's 6 different race start times. The first race goes off at 9 o'clock, and we use a starting pistol. It's a tradition. So service to Harold, the Wick family, and actually took that over from Cynthia Conroy and all the team that did it for many, many years, and kudos to them for doing it. And now the Harold's doing it, and they called me yesterday or early in the week and said, hey, you're going to come do the starting pistol. Yep, I'll be there. So that's at 9 o'clock in the morning. And so if you're in Bisbee tomorrow and want to see a pretty cool event and see a lot of people coming through those streets, tomorrow's the time, 9 o'clock.
And Eldorado in Tombstone starts today and goes through the weekend.
Isn't it 'tis the season, the fall? I mean, there's so much going on in the fall, from county fair to Last week was Wilcox, Benson, then Wilcox the weekend before. So a lot going on. But tomorrow, this weekend's El Dorado. So it'll be packed in Tombstone, and which is always a good thing to see our communities packed with people. And then the parade's 11 o'clock, isn't it, Carol? I think it's 11 o'clock.
Yes, 11 on Sunday.
Sunday, 11 o'clock. If you haven't been to the El Dorado Parade, I was told there was like 60, 70 entries already. So that's going to be a good, decent parade. Not only goes 4 blocks either way, it's a nice big parade. So we'll be out there. I'll be out there Sunday for the parade also. But come out and have a good time there in Tombstone.
And the judges are going to be Fire Chief Savage from Fry Fire, Richard Karwatska from Cochise County, and myself. So we get to be the judges. And then whoever was the Grand Marshal last year is also one of the judges. So that's going to be a fun parade.
That is. That's not your first year you've been judging.
No,
right?
This is my second year. I love this parade.
You're an alumni. You're an alumni now. I like it. You're moving up in the ranks there. But good to all three of you. It's fun. And just the people saying hi. I mean, it's one of those parades that, and knock on wood I say that, but people are just embraced to see you. They're happy to see you. They like what you do. And so I always enjoy the El Dorado Parade.
And coming up in a future weekend event is the Cochise County Sheriff's Charity Ride, but we want you to get your tickets now.
Yeah, the charity ride coming up. We got, 2 weekends left, and then the charity ride, and you're going to see 500 motorcycles, side-by-sides, classic cars, Jeeps, you name it, pulling out of Morse. Was the Honda? Is the Honda one, right? I always get those mixed up. Nissan or Honda? Remember?
I don't.
It's right next to the GM shop right there on Friday Boulevard across from Veterans.
Honda.
So we pull out of there like 9 in the morning too. Did I get that right?
Mm-hmm.
9 o'clock in the morning, we're pulling out of there. And it's kind of a cool as we pull down Friday Boulevard and make our parade Sunday.
No parade.
Oh, it's not a parade. Yeah, it's we're like Palominos. We're non-sanctioned, okay?
That's right.
And but we pull out as a group, and that's what's really neat about it. And now about all the city planners and engineers are going, Sheriff's got a parade. He didn't tell us. And no, it's not a parade. You're right. But it is a fun event where everybody pulls out, and we wave at all the people out there. And it's just, again, that's a community event giving back to 5 charities. A lot of money that this is our 12th annual, and I'm so excited to say we could do that every year. And I want to give a big shout out to Allie Hatfield, who actually put that together originally, and then Sergeant Ray McNeely, who's taken that over, and his committee. So the groups we're given to this year is Just Kids Inc., helping kiddos there. Cochise Serving Veterans, we talked about that a little bit ago too, about how the vets groups. Benson Douglas Shop with the Cop, helping the kiddos there. Hero Paws, which they're going to be on the show here in a few minutes, and the Wilcox Quarterback Club, which actually helps all the sports in Wilcox. And I had another coach ask me about it, and I said, all you got to do is apply. All you got to do is apply. We love giving money out. And this is, it's not for those listening saying, well, Sheriff's giving his budget out. No, this is money coming through the external community, the community giving us the money to reroute it and put it into programs like this. So thank you to all our sponsors on that.
And we also want to mention the raffles that are out there, too.
Oh, every raffle I think is worth over $500 plus or minus right in there. I mean, just really nice raffles. And that takes a lot of effort to put this all together. So excited. It's a fun event. I will be out there along with families. And, again, a lot of veterans out there in that event. So come on out if you got nothing going on Saturday morning and two Saturdays from tomorrow. That'll be our Cochise County Charity Ride.
And you can get your tickets right now at cochise.az.gov/sheriff. Get your tickets for the charity ride.
And I was just thinking, I'm sorry, procession. That's our word. It's a procession.
Procession.
You really want to go see that, because that, to me, is the kickoff. If you can't participate, go see that, because all of the cars and motorcycles and everything else pulling out is just a sight.
That's a really neat event, and it is that morning. A nice cover on that, Carol. I was going to give you a nice cover.
Yes.
So I get the call today. Sheriff, are you guys doing a parade? No, you're not.
It's a procession.
You got to listen to the whole show. Carol to put a disclaimer out there. Better word.
You also spoke at the Cochise College talking about ethics.
Right. For the medical assistance class, I did an ethics class, and it's truly what professionalism is all about. It's built around ethics. It's truly about customer service, the profession, the medical field is instrumental. It's a service provided field like law enforcement. So I get the opportunity to go there a couple times a year and actually talk to their future medical staff and about what I've endured over in my 4 decades but the standards built within customer service and how we behave as professionals and why are we an accredited profession, licensed just like they are. So it's actually it was a lot of fun. It's truly fun. They're so young and a lot of the upcoming medical professionals. So we all were at one time. But so again, it was a nice opportunity, and thank you, Nikki, for allowing that.
And you have different organizations, different portions of the Sheriff's Office, including our volunteers with the Sheriff's Assist Team and the Search and Rescue. So when we have people as part of our organization, we truly embrace all of them because they're part of the team effort. And unfortunately, Bill Bernal was... not unfortunately, he was part of that team, and unfortunately he passed away. So you went to his funeral on Tuesday.
I did. I was up in Benson. Bill Bernal was one of the founders of our posse here at the Sheriff's Office. Kind of a back scene worker bee in getting that all set up. And sadly, he passed away, and we went up, presented our agency flag to his wife, Irma. I spoke to the family. They were very appreciative of the Sheriff's Department because he's an extended member of our family, and so are they. So to have that opportunity to go up there and talk to the family, thank him for his service to this county, this community, but also the Sheriff's Department's Sheriff's Office mission, it was a blessing. And again, rest in peace, Bill, and God bless you all, the Bernal family.
And speaking of team members of the Cochise County Sheriff's Office, this is a unit that we don't talk about much, but it's the sex offender unit.
It is, and I'm going to yield to Carol on that. And I remember when I took over as sheriff 12 years ago, learning more about this unit. It's a huge responsibility for liability, but it's also a huge responsibility to make sure those that have been convicted in a court of law are held accountable. And I remember it was like 280 were on the program. These are sex offenders that are registered here in Cochise County that have oversight by the Sheriff's Office to ensure they're compliant with the court. And we're just talking about it. And what are we up to, Carol?
348.
348 sex offenders in Cochise County. A lot of people are driving to work going, wow. And but our team does an amazing job because they're only part-time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Two
right.
of them?
Two of them part-timers, and we're down to one part-timer, so we're getting ready to fill that second slot. And it's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of effort. It's a lot of dedication. So there's Commander Bradshaw is working very closely with the group, trying to make sure that we can, fill some holes that we've identified, because the laws change. They're modified all the time. So we have to make sure that we maintain our educational protocols to match the Arizona state law, and then we have to actually keep on top of 348 offenders, even though some of them or majority of them may live in a municipality or whatnot. Their main point of contact and who they have to initially register with is the Sheriff's Office. But they have a program called Offender Watch, and if anybody's interested, they can go to Offender Watch. You can find it on our webpage at cochise.az.gov/sheriff. You can sign up for notifications for people living in your area. That doesn't give you permission to harass or intimidate people because they're on the sex offender registry. However, it's informed public is a safer public, so if you want to go ahead and take a look at that for a little bit, that information comes from a variety of law enforcement agencies, including ours.
Yeah, they do an amazing job. They keep those people in line, and then I say those people. So kudos to them. And I know we're hiring one just retired, so we're hiring 2 part-time people, keeping track of 300-some people. That's amazing work, and I want to make sure that the public understands what that unit does, what our responsibility is. And by the way, if they go out of compliance, we issue warrants for them. We'll track them down. We'll go issue warrants for them. So it's not like, well, they're gone. Well, I guess, oh well. No, we actually issue national warrants for them. So if they're in Florida, we'll pick them up and bring them home.
And before you get to your safety message and your stop of the week, let's talk about all the haunted houses that are going to be around the area, and a lot of them benefiting charity.
A lot, yeah. There's so much out there. I mean, you look at the Fraternal Order of Police. I mean, I was fortunate on behalf of FOP to help operate that for 20 years, doing the haunted house. And my youngest son was born on Halloween, Corey. So long story short is he grew up in a haunted house. That's why he loves Halloween still. But yeah, that, and then FOP, Marcus Anderson and the FOP membership continue doing that, and it's awesome. Then you got Cochise College has one, SSVC has one, and it's under the Education Foundation of Sierra Vista, and that is October 26th, and that's going to be at the door, which is Stan Greer's shop there out there at the Old Door Shop. Stacy's got that set up really cool if you haven't been out there. But there's so many other events out there for Halloween. I know the city has theirs at the park for the kids and the kiddos over there. And so Halloween's coming up very quickly, and we'll have a huge safety message on that next Friday at our show. But again, it's look out there in the announcements and stuff, but there's a lot of Halloween stuff going on.
And Trunk or Treat is in Douglas. They also have one in Palominas. It's going to be at the Valley View School, and that one's October 24th. So it's a little bit before the event, giving people time to double dip.
Yeah, a lot of candy coming out there. And the one in Douglas, I mean, you've been part of that, Carol, and I know Veronica out of our Bisbee offices and Sergeant Davidson out of Douglas, they helped put that one together. And they go through so much candy. I got 3 trash bags of candy, not trash bags, but they're in trash bags of candy that I will deliver next week for the kiddos, and it'll be gone so fast. I mean, carloads, trunk loads of candy. It's just, wow, it's gone.
So what is your safety message of the week that was your stop of the week?
Speeding. Let's talk about speeding for a minute. Speeding, and then when you compound that with texting and driving, or talking on the phone and driving. Had a car earlier in the week. I was going to a meeting. The car flew by me. But you know, when they fly by you see them coming up, and then you look when they go by you because they're not paying attention, and then they got a cell phone stuck in their face. Now think of the distraction. Number one, you're going above the posted speed limit. Number two, you have your cell phone in your face, which is your priority now. That is your priority, no longer the motoring public or yourself. And so when I stopped the person, why you stop me? Speeding? Oh yeah, okay, I need to slow down. But also that cell phone that's in your face, you know? Oh yeah, but I just picked it up for a sec. Let me help you with that. You can't pick it up at all. I mean, truly, you can't pick it up at all. And so please put your cell phones down, and please slow down. That's the biggest thing. Slow down and pay attention to the roadway. And I tell you, we'd have a safer roadway. Coming back from Phoenix from our Arizona Post meeting, which is police officer standing training, they had a 4-car pile-up, 2 fatalities, and then they had one coming up to a bad accident going up. So our roadways are becoming faster and faster, and it seems more reckless and reckless. We just have to slow down.
And really quickly, A-Post. People don't understand what that is, and I know you wanted to hit on that. Just for people who don't know what that is.
So that's the Peace Officer Standard and Training. That's what our license is as law enforcement. The troopers, the anybody, deputies, officers, anybody that carries a Peace Officer certification in Arizona, that is the governing board that sets the standards for the state of Arizona. So we set training standards. We approve curriculums for the new firearms course that's out this year, and that was all done through Post. And last not least is officers that are under investigation, deputies, troopers that get themselves in trouble or there's a complaint. We work very closely with the Attorney General's office. It's a due process. That's their due process. But if they are found to be with a board that's made up, we're all appointed by the governor's office. Some are by statute. The whole board's consisted by statute. Then the governor appoints it. I chair that. I've been chairing it for the last 4 or 5 years. But officers that do things, and I'll be honest with you, drinking and driving, domestic violences, things like that is what causes officers to lose their careers. And it's tough. It's very tough because officers will come up there with their families and they'll be embracing. They got the departments behind them, all rallying up for their officer. But we got to look at what the facts were and what the act was, because we have to be role models in our community. So sometimes it's tough. Sometimes it's very, very tough. And where they might have served their country in the military, them in law enforcement. We had one the other day from an agency that served as military, but then there was an integrity issue. Integrity is huge, and we revoked his license. I'm pretty sure we revoked his. And so they're tough, but they're open to the public. Third Wednesday of every month at 10 o'clock at the Arizona Post, which is up off University Avenue in Phoenix. That's where you'll find me. And long story short is, you want to see an eye-opener, and people say, well, cops get away with things. No, we hold high standards in Arizona. It's one of the better states for policing, and I'm very proud to serve on that board.
Well, Sheriff Mark Daniels, we thank you for coming and talking to us today.
Thank you, Grady. Thank you, Carol. Everybody, have a good week, great week, and good luck to all the Cochise County High School football, and we'll be at Buena at 6:30 tonight. Thanks, everyone.
And, Carol, who do we have coming in next?
We have Kirsten Kessler, and she's with Shop with a Cop.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Giving you an inside look to your sheriff's office. Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County, and welcome Kirsten Kessler from the Cochise County Sheriff's Office, but also the Benson Shop with a Cop.
Good morning. How is everybody?
We're doing great. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I work with the Sheriff's Office as their crime scene technician. I took over Benson Shop with a Cop about 2018, and now I run it full force.
So what is Shop with a Cop? Tell us about this program.
So Shop with a Cop is created in 2010. It is for underprivileged children that have bad law enforcement experience, such as like a parent being arrested in front of them, an older sibling, and the whole point is for them to come out, meet law enforcement in uniform, show them that they are not bad people, and they get to go spend a little bit of money for Christmas.
That's cool. So they get to like pick out whatever they want in the store? Is that how it kind of works?
Yes, they get about $150 to spend for themselves. A lot of times we do get kids that actually like to spend for their families as well. It's kind of cool.
That's so cute. So when does this happen?
So every year we do it about the first Saturday in December. This year we're going to do our second annual, Douglas event that we have. So now we have two. We have one in Benson on December 7th, and the second one will be in Douglas, December 14th.
And the Cochise County Sheriff's Charity Ride is coming up on November 2nd, and this is one of the beneficiaries of the money. So you're going to get $10,000 from the charity ride. But how else can the community help you raise money?
So we've received checks in the mail, or they can send them straight to the bank if they go to Benson. We are with the Southeastern Credit Union up there, so they can always just go in there and deposit there, or they can send it to our P.O. Box 1577 in Benson. That's the best two ways to donate for the most part.
So donations are basically what you're looking for. Is there any volunteer opportunities, or is there other ways that can help?
We haven't done a lot of outside volunteering, to be completely honest with you. It's something we've looked at, but we try to keep it more in-house, just for security purposes for the children.
Excellent. So how can the children get involved in this if they want to participate? Is there a process? How do they do that?
We do have applications out. We send them out to all the schools. I do let people know that they're available. They can reach out to me personally, and I can get them sent email if they don't have access to the school to get them from the school. My email address for the event is Benson SWAC, so Benson SWAC @gmail.com. And then they can either call me also on my cell phone, 520-366-2921.
Is there any way that they can find out more information online about Shop with the Cop?
Yes, absolutely. We have a Facebook page.
Okay, so what's the address of the Facebook page? Is it Benson Shop with
It's
the Cop?
Benson Shop with a Cop
Okay.
Incorporation. Yes.
Excellent. Well, we thank you for coming and talking to us today. We thank you for doing this program and helping the kids, especially around Christmas time. We really appreciate that.
I absolutely love it, and to see their faces and how excited they are, it's a great thing.
And remember, another way you can help is by getting your tickets for the Cochise County Sheriff's Charity Ride. And remember, there's auctions there afterwards, and you can get coins. I mean, this is a really fun event. And you can get your tickets online right now at cochise.az.gov/sheriff. And one of the beneficiaries is Benson Shop with the Cops. So thanks for coming and talking to us today.
Thank you, guys.
And Carol, who do we have coming in next?
We have a second beneficiary, and it's going to be Hero Paws.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
First Watch on KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas and our next guest.
Welcome back, Cochise County, and thank you so much, Miss Leslie Bryant from Hero Paws. You are one of the beneficiaries of the charity ride that's coming up. So thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me. We're excited to be here.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am a Navy veteran. I was a parachute rigger in the Navy, and I'm also a law enforcement veteran. I was a deputy sheriff in the city of Virginia Beach before we came out here to the desert.
And let's talk a little bit about Hero Paws. Exactly what is this program?
We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We train service dogs for law enforcement, firefighters, military veterans, and EMS personnel suffering from PTSD or traumatic brain injury at no cost to the individual. So it's an owner-trained model. We actually train the client and the dog together to form that bond to be specific to their PTSD task needs.
And you guys are a beneficiary of the charity ride that's coming up. And I understand that you guys are going to have some gift baskets there as well.
We are. We got some great donors to give us some product for the gift baskets. We've got 2 local vineyards in Cochise County, High Lonesome Vineyard and Four Tails Vineyard, that donated about $500 worth of wine for us to be able to raffle off for the charity ride.
That is excellent. So we look forward to that. There's going to be some great raffles here. That's just one of them. But also the community stepped up to help you guys there. How else can the community help you that's listening right now?
We are in search of volunteers. We have a Facebook page, My Hero Paws, but we don't have a very good presence on Facebook. I'm a little too busy to run that social media page. So if anyone wants to reach out and volunteer to help us run our social media page, that would be fabulous. We've got some office time. We're in the Warrior Healing Center, and I don't have enough office presence because I'm always out in the community doing work with the dogs and the clients. So someone that maybe could sit in our office and answer questions definitely is a good volunteer for us.
And you also mentioned you have a Facebook page. So how else can people find more information about your organization?
We also have a website at www.myheropaws.org. And all of our information is on there. There's a contact page. There's an application request if someone is looking to apply. Our phone number is 520-999-7725. They can always call and make an appointment and just come on down to the office when they have any questions.
So if someone would like to use your services or donate or volunteer, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
The best way to get a hold of us is right through our phone number, 520-999-7725. But you can always do the contact page on our website as well. We have a donate button right on our website, or you can come into the Warrior Healing Center and see us.
And another way you can help is by getting your tickets to the Cochise County Sheriff's Charity Ride. You guys are going to be a beneficiary of $10,000.
We are so excited to be able to take that money and use it here in Cochise County. We adopt dogs from the local shelters and rescues to pair up with our clients if they don't have a dog of their own. So we have to pay adoption costs, sometimes some spay and neuter costs, veterinary costs to make sure that those dogs are vaccinated and ready to go, hip x-rays to make sure that they're good and sound. So that money is really going to go a long ways to help us do that, in addition to paying our trainers who help us get these teams out in public and doing what they love to do again.
And you can help Hero Paws by getting your tickets to the Cochise County Sheriff's Charity Ride. They're available online right now at cochise.az.gov/sheriff. And remember, the charity ride is 2 weeks from tomorrow. So get your tickets now at cochise.az.gov/sheriff. And we thank you for coming and talking to us today about Hero Paws.
Thank you so much for having us. If you have questions today, we will be at the Veterans Stand Down at the Ethel Berger Center. You can stop by our booth. We'll be there with Soldier's Best Friend, another organization providing service dogs for combat veterans, and you can just ask us any questions there today.
And Leslie, thank you for everything you do in our community, and thanks for coming and talking to us today.
Thank you. You guys do a lot, and we thank you and appreciate that.
And Carol, how do they get a hold of us at the Sheriff's Office?
So reach out through our webpage, cochise.az.gov/sheriff. Give us a call, 520-432-9500, or check out our social media sites at Facebook, Cochise County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Mark J. Daniels, and it'll lead you to our Instagram and our X accounts.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
You've been listening to First Watch, brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. Keep up to date. Follow the Cochise County Sheriff's Office on Facebook. And tune in next Friday, 7 a.m. for First Watch right here on KWCD.